Oh, hello. Welcome to Most Haunted Extra. I've got a cup of tea. I hope you have. Sit down. It's going to be scary.
Arrived at the castle. We've just come really from Fifer Castle, and we've gone from a huge place to something a lot smaller, very sort of quite claustrophobic. It's beautiful. It really is a lovely castle.
One of the women in the hotel was talking to about this place, and they said this is the castle that they modelled the Walt Disney castle on. And when you look at it, you can see it. You know, it does look like the Walt Disney logo. So, but at the minute, it doesn't feel scary at all. So, but you know, when the lights go out and it's a dark place, there's no electricity, so it's going to be very dark tonight, so that might cast another face on this place, so it should get scary. But at the minute, I'm not spooked.
Much different place from a lot of the other places we've been. It's a lot smaller in its, on the outside of it it's as big, but the haunted areas are more condensed, which is great because we can actually condense our investigation to those specific areas.
I've already done a quick wander round, not looking for the ghosts but listening to the stories, and there's various ghosts, there's not one. The staircase is haunted. There's a lovely story of the Blue Room where the Gordons and the Forbes didn't exactly see eye to eye up here, and there's this lovely story of a Gordon that was dating one of the Forbes daughters, and she sneaked him into the castle. And Red Sir John Forbes, who was resident at the time, smelt out this Gordon, chased him up the stairs, or forced him up the stairs at sword point, and apparently threw him out of one of the windows. And both the ghost of Red Sir John and the Gordon that died both haunt the place.
So yeah, so far so good, everything's going well. You can probably see my breath. I don't know if you can pick that up or not, but that's how cold it is in this place. The only heat source we've got is everyone running around, basically, that's it.
I've just arrived in this beautiful castle, and I was just saying to Carl and Richard, you know, this is my home country, this is a country I'm very proud of, and yet I know nothing about it. I never knew this castle existed. You know, it's amazing, it's absolutely shocking, it's ridiculous really. So my quest, I think, is to see a bit more of my own homeland. But it looks fantastic, I can't wait.
I've just noticed that in the last couple of investigations we've been getting these taps and knocks, and they're becoming louder, and we seem to be getting them a lot more. And I remember asking, I think it was on the last one that we did, are they doing this because they know that if they were to show themselves straight away, we would all be absolutely terrified and so frightened? Are they doing, is it a gradual thing with us? What's the next step after the knocks and the taps?
Right.
Or, like you say, is it just PK energy that we're creating? Or if there are really spirits out there, like I say, is this just a gradual thing? And what would be the next thing? And I spoke to David Wells about it, and he said, I think the next thing, he said, will be lights, strange shapes, lights that we'll start seeing a lot more of. So right. What do you think to that?
I think the theory about them kind of building up slowly in order not to scare us, I think it's quite difficult, because then you're assuming that there's some sort of communication between the spirits at all the different locations, unless what we do have from a paranormal perspective is the spirits following us. If there's the same spirits following us from location to location, then you could argue, yes, it's building up. My theory is, yeah, you're getting something like the Bachelor Door effect, where you've got a group of people who are continually doing the investigation, and you're building up the energy. You know, previous research has shown with this group PK effect, with the Bachelor Door effect, that the energy builds up and you do get an increase in activity. Just naturally.
What will be the pinnacle though? What will be the next step? I mean, the first thing we got excited about was the odd light anomaly.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's got to such a point. We've had tables moving, we've had bangs and thumps, and people being touched a lot now.
Yeah.
You know, saying, my God, I'm feeling like a human hand has touched me. On the last location at Fireby Castle, Stuart said he felt something was being dragged down his back.
Right.
I felt fingers on my hands, and that's happening a lot. Kath felt she was grabbed, and
Yeah.
Just grab my legs.
is it all in our mind? Or?
Well, the end product would be full body apparition. That would be the end product. That and poltergeist activity, or not necessarily poltergeist activity, but things moving around on film. So levitation, things actually floating across the room, that sort of thing. That would be the end pinnacle, but that's just in terms of evidence. We had two walkarounds. Derek's lit walkaround. Unfortunately, he didn't pick up anything of note. Richard the Lionheart, which could have been possible because Richard was actually responsible for selling Scotland, I believe, back to the Scots for about £10,000. But I don't know if he was ever here. But then stuff about Cromwell's Roundheads. Cromwell was in Scotland, but in terms of this area, there's no historical record of that.
This here, okay, is what the soldiers were wearing.
Yeah,
This here, this head thing,
yeah.
this is worn by a soldier, a round head, and also this plate thing. That's real.
My history is really bad. Richard, is this quite unusual that we're talking about Roundheads this far north?
No, Cromwell was in Scotland, and,
Right.
certainly in Dunbar, Battle of Dunbar,
Okay.
Cromdale. I can't say that I know of anything that happened here, but Cromwell's soldiers were definitely in Scotland.
Right, okay.
Roundheads and Cavaliers fighting, there could have been. There's no documented evidence there ever was, but there could have been. They did come quite this far up because a lot of Scotland was a royalist stronghold at the time. Because I know they certainly helped King Charles II regain his throne.
It was still a good water act, don't get me wrong, you know, I think he picked up on one or two things that were right.
We've just done David Wells's nighttime walk around. He came up with some interesting facts, most notably the fact that somebody was reportedly to be pushed out of a bedroom window, but through a window basically behind a bed. So there is a window there, but you can't see it when you go into the room.
He's just gone upstairs and he's gone straight to that room, and he said that there was a young girl that very distressed, was having a liaison with someone. Her father found out and pushed the guy out of the bedroom window.
The room looks different. Let me just, in my mind's eye, the bed's the other way around, and where the bed back is a window.
What, where the bed back is now, there's a window?
Yeah, there's a window.
So this wall here, because this is a wall.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Sorry, David.
You're saying that the bed wasn't in this place and that would have been a window. Is that what you're saying?
The room looks completely different in my mind's eye. I tell you, the bed is opposite. I can see her running towards the fireplace.
Right.
But by the way, I can guarantee there is a window on the other side of that bed.
You're kidding?
Yeah,
I promise you
earlier
there is.
today.
And it's a bigger window, and I've been outside.
No, I didn't know
It
that.
doesn't surprise
There
me.
is a window.
Brilliant. God, I
That's
didn't know
what
that. I
I'm
just thought it was. See?
No, we're here actually earlier on today walking around. If you stand in a particular spot back from there, not now because there's no daylight, you can actually see a speck of light coming through.
Well, I never.
Craigievar's Blue Room has often been a source of debate, and feelings of intense unease and fear were made all the more poignant with this photograph. Professionally taken and originally intended to feature in a castle tourist guidebook, to this day no one knows just what this light is. White light, spiritual mist? Decades on, an answer still remains out of reach.
I actually questioned him about which window it was, and he kind of pointed towards the bed in the blue room. I think it is. It was the blue room. He pointed to bed and said there's a window behind there. And that's true. There's no way you could work that out from just being in the room. Absolutely no way.
There's definitely activity. I think I would describe spirit here, or the astral beings here, as shy. I think that's the word I would use. So we're going to have to be extra especially respectful if we want to get any interaction. And I think the interaction we will get will be gentle, which will be good, because, you know, it doesn't have to all be plate spinning. A bit of gentle noise, perhaps a bit of, you know, that kind of, maybe, I think we're going to try some new experiments with voice. Maybe that could be worth it. So looking forward to see what the vigils hold.
We're just setting up now to do our seance with the radio, which is, I really hope something happens. It would be fabulous if it did.
I stayed in one room with a radio that's on a blank channel. There was certainly fluctuation in the movement, or certainly the sound.
I've just been on a vigil with Kath, Ian and Alex. We went into the, not the drawing room, the withdrawing room, so heaven only knows what went on there. If there's anybody here that wants to contact us, please make a noise. If there's any astral beings, any spirits belonging to this house that want to talk to us. William Forbes, are you here?
Can you, is there anything in not in just this room, but in this entire castle? You can pick
They're on right.
Not
Not strong. Do you know what, Ian? I think they're sort of residual is strong because of what happened, but the actual presences are very hard to find. They're very weak. And that's either because they want to be found, of course, or it could be that they.
Through improvisation.
Yeah, basically. There's anybody here? Any
I just felt as if someone had walked over my grave then. It's like, woo.
Anybody here? Any astrals here? Could you please make yourself known? Please make a noise in the room. Move something in the room. It was flat, to be honest. It was really quite quiet.
You alright, David?
Kathy, ask her.
Elspeth, can you make your presence known?
I have to say, it feels flat as a pancake.
David couldn't even pick up on any atmosphere. There wasn't anything in there. It seemed very, very flat. So at the moment, it is very, very quiet for me.
The energy we were picking up on earlier was residual. I think there are a couple of astrals here, but I think I've said before here it was they seem a bit reticent. They don't seem ready to be that bothered, and you know, who are we to say that they should be?
I just did a vigil with John Gilbert, John Dibley, Richard, Derek, Yvette and myself. We went up to the top floor to the nursery room and the room where the white noise experiment is going on. And just for clarification, we did a Victorian spiritualist book reading test.
Is there anybody here in this room with us? Are there any astral beings here in this room with us now that would like to talk to us? If there is, please, could you try and talk to us in any way you know how? Could you make a noise? Maybe try and communicate through the radio in the other room?
We haven't done this before, but it's a thing that Victorian spiritualists used to do to kind of test how sensitive people were and if there was spirits or anything in the place. It's called a book reading test. I noticed we've got books here.
Yeah.
Basically, we just need to pick a book at random, and then a page at random, and then each one of the crew just thinks of a word.
Okay.
Basically, they're trying to focus on a word, and then we see if it matches any of the words on the first couple of lines. So, pick a number between 1 and 14.
Pick the fourth one from the right.
And pick a number between 1 and 315.
315.
I've got 315 now. So, if people can just think of a word, just concentrate for a moment. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Yvette?
Yeah. Give me. Shall I say my word?
You just say each say the word, and I won't say if you're right or wrong. I'll say at the end.
Just any word.
Just the word, yeah.
Come.
Okay. Derek.
Running down.
John.
Strong.
So.
Stairs.
Okay. Everybody said a word, and John Gilbert actually said the word strong, and that was on the second line, the sentence being strong passions. So it's quite interesting that in parapsychology we'd have to do repeated tests to see if there's any sort of psychic effect there. Strong is on the second line.
Strong was. I thought of the word strong when I said pick that book.
Oh, weird.
Seriously, that was the first word I thought of.
Good.
The first word I thought of.
And the actual sentence is sterling sense, warm heart, strong passions, and honest pride.
Do I get a prize when he said?
Yeah.
I think everybody's actually trying to, how can I put it, sweep it under the carpet a bit and not make John feel so good. So I'm putting it on record now saying John should feel good. We've just done a vigil upstairs. I stayed in one room with a radio that's on a blank channel, just putting out white noise, just hash, while the rest of the team did a seance in another room. I've got cameras on my part, and they're doing a seance to see if we could get some communication going between this white noise channel. It's absolutely fascinating. There was certainly fluctuation in the movement, or certainly the sound. At one point it went deathly quiet, then it went back up. It's gone. See me? At one point I heard David say, if you're there, try to communicate through the radio, and the radio went ballistic. It just went which was quite scary but fascinating.
If there's any astral being here present, could you please make a noise on this table? Or make a noise through the noise you hear in the other room. Talk to us directly, or move the table.
This type of thing is exactly what we're here for, is to keep trying new things. Man didn't land on the moon with his first rocket, if indeed man has actually landed on the moon. But it takes time, and I think to communicate with the paranormal world, we have to take time, we have to be very patient with it, and try different things until we find something that actually works. And I think we're on the right tracks. We're all working together, we're such a tight team now, Everyone on this crew is so tight. Everyone looks out for each other, and we're always constantly looking for the next thing, what could possibly work. And out of that, things like this white noise come. So hopefully we've caught something. By the time you see this, we will have checked all the tapes, which is quite funny because you will know something more than I know at this present moment. So we could be, hurrah, we caught something, or we could be, oh well, we'll keep on trying. But whatever it is, we will keep on trying. Because it's just fascinating. It's exciting. I've got the best job in the world. It's the end of the night. I am rushed. I am ghosted out. I am paranormal out. And I'm spirited out. Not a great deal of appetite, but you know that's ghost hunting.
Just about finished now. It's been an exceptionally good place as usual. Excellent venue. We tried the white noise business. We're not sure yet whether we've got anything on it because obviously there's a lot of listening to do. But it's been fantastic. I've loved every minute of it.
It's been an interesting night on a whole. It's been okay. I thought a lot more had happened. For some reason why I don't know, because we probably expect too much when we're doing those times.
But join us next week, and who knows, we may have actually caught something on tape by the time we see you again.